Hi, everybody. Welcome to Summer Associate Hub's first virtual event of 2023, our live virtual 1L program showcase, the fantastic way to start the year. My name is Albert from Summer Associate Hub, and I'm proud to have all of you here. So before we jump in, quick intro. What is Summer Associate Hub? Summer Associate Hub is a free content and resource hub for law students embarking on the 1L and 2L recruiting process. I'm a former law student and a former Big Law associate. I know and our team knows from our own experience how hard it is as a 1L to understand what it's really like to work at a law firm. Our platform, summerassociatehub.com, has blog posts, podcast episodes, short video tutorials and exercises, interviews with attorneys, and other content to help you learn about practice areas and prepare for the recruiting process. We also host live virtual programs, as you know, because you're watching one right now like this. And students can easily learn directly from and network with law firm attorneys and recruiting team members on our programs. We have a ton of awesome programs scheduled for the spring semester, including one program at the end of January, which we'll talk about. We'll share that later. And we're also in the process of planning an in-person networking opportunities this summer in New York City. So stay tuned on that as well. The best way to stay updated is to sign up for our newsletter at summerassociatehub.com/newsletter. If you signed up for this event, you're in luck because that means that we automatically added you to our newsletter, which you probably enjoyed on last week and before that. And then the last thing I'll mention before we move on to our actual program, we are giving away a free iPad to anyone who is signed up for our newsletter by January 31st. That includes anyone who signs up for an event. So the best part is that you get an additional raffle entry for every 1L that you refer. So if you signed up for this event, you're a 1L, you're already in the running. You get an additional raffle entry for every person you refer. So if you look at your email, you have a unique referral link, copy and paste that unique referral link, pop that to your 1L section group chat, to your student groups, and for every person that joins, you'll get an additional entry for our iPad raffle, in addition to just cool free stuff, which you'll see in the email. Great. So jumping into our event, this virtual 1L program showcase is the first of its kind. We're giving law students direct access to hear from firms about their programs and how law students can best position themselves as candidates. This event features 4 firms, Morrison & Forster, also known as MoFo, Proskauer Rose, Goodwin Proctor, and Troutman Pepper. Very proud to have all of them joining us today. So here's the agenda. Each firm will provide a short presentation about their 1L summer program. At the end of each presentation, the firms have also graciously offered to raffle off some pretty awesome swag. So check the link in the chat, enter your info, and we're going to pick winners live on the air. You need to be here to win. So we're going to be announcing your name on the air, and you have to let us know in the Q&A that you're here, and we'll set you up with a prize. After all the firms present, we'll have a short panel discussion with some super helpful insights. So definitely stick around for that. And then at the end of the event at about 8:45 Eastern time, each firm is going to host a separate breakout Zoom room where you can pop in afterwards, ask questions, meet some of the firm's team members. It's a great way to continue to engage. So check the chat, the Zoom chat, for the links to all the firm's breakout rooms. This is also in the email that you should have received 10 minutes before the event started. So you can also check that email for the Zoom links. All right, so let's get started. Our first presentation is from MoFo, and I believe it's Ashley will be joining us with Anna and Meredith.
Yes, thanks, Albert. Please bear with me while I go ahead and share my screen. Hello, everyone. Welcome to tonight's event. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us. I'm Ashley Grinchis. I'm the Senior Manager of Campus Recruiting and Engagement at MoFo, and Morrison Forrester is a global law firm with over 1,000 attorneys and 18 offices across the US, Europe, and Asia. We host summer associate programs in all of our US offices, as well as our Tokyo office. This summer, we'll have 72 2L summer associates, and we're currently looking for about 21 1L summer associates to complete our 2024 class. Our 2 signature 1L programs are our 2 summer patent program and our Keith Wetmore Fellowship for Excellence, Diversity, and Inclusion, which is what we're going to use our time together today to discuss. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and pass the mic to Anna Yuan to continue our intro.
Thanks, Ashley. Hi, everyone. My name is Anna Yuan, and I am an of counsel in the patent group based in the Palo Alto office at MoFo. I participated in MoFo's 2 summer patent prosecution program during my 1L and 2L summers, and returned as a first-year associate after I graduated from law school in 2014. MoFo has a 2 summer patent program for both patent prosecution and IP litigation. And we host summer associates for these programs in many of our US offices, such as Austin, Boston, LA, New York, Palo Alto, San Diego, San Francisco, and DC. These two summer programs are geared toward 1Ls and 2Ls that want to have a career in IP, either as an IP litigator or a patent prosecutor. During these two summers, we immerse you in our either patent prosecution group or litigation group, and we give you real assignments that you would get as a first-year associate and have you work with as many IP attorneys at the firm as possible. Furthermore, we also provide a patent bootcamp in each of the two summers that is led by partners and practice leaders in the group to teach you the fundamentals about the practice. Personally, I loved my experience at MoFo because I got to work with all the partners and associates in my technical area during my two summers on real projects that involved communicating with patent examiners at the US Patent Office and also communicating with clients on inventions that they are trying to protect. I also built very deep professional connections that have served me well to this day. For example, my associate mentor during those summers has continued to be my mentor at MoFo for the past 10 years. So in summary, if you want to jumpstart your career as an IP attorney, I highly recommend that you apply to our two summer patent program.
Hi, I'm Meredith Angeda. I'm a fourth-year litigation associate in the San Francisco office. I also happen to do IP litigation work, but I didn't know that when I came in. So I was a Wetmore Fellow for 2 summers. MoFo has a Wetmore Fellowship, and the goal is to attract talented individuals with diverse experiences to the legal industry. It's basically a paid summer associate position following your first year of law school, and it also comes with a fellowship award. The offices that MoFo has is in, I have to read it, it's just a long list, is Austin, Boston, LA, New York, Palo Alto, San Diego, San Francisco, and DC. I had an excellent experience as a Wetmore Fellow. I did it in the San Francisco office. I'm from Miami, Florida, and didn't really have a lot of connections out in the West. So it was really cool to be able to spend 2 summers at MoFo making connections and meeting attorneys. Similar to Anna, my experience was my mentor that I had my first summer after law school is still my mentor and one of the attorneys I work with the most 4 years later. You get real assignments and training much earlier when you start with this program. And yeah, I liked it so much. I did 2 full summers at MoFo. I didn't shop around the next summer. I just stayed put. So hopefully that says something.
Fantastic. So MoFo team, what's the best way for somebody interested in applying to either one of these programs? What's the best way for them to do that?
Good question, Albert. All of our positions are currently posted on our careers page. So just check out mofo.com, go to careers, and then there's a student and graduates page, and then you can apply directly.
Great. If there's nothing else to share, we're happy to move on to our raffle for some swag, if that works.
Sounds great.
All right, let's do it. So MoFo will be raffling off. I guess Ashley, you tell us what's the prize.
So it's a duffel bag for all of your travel needs that says MoFo on it, but the MoFo is subtle.
All right, so let's get the winner here. All right, so the winner is Catherine Allen.
Yay. Congrats, Catherine.
Are you here? Let us know in the Q&A if you're here. All right, she's here. Cool. We'll coordinate afterwards to have you to get your prize. Thank you to the congratulations. Thank you to the MoFo team for that fantastic presentation. And if you're interested, we'll pop the link in the chat. Great. So moving on to our next presentation is from Goodwin. I believe it'll be Kevin Lamb will be joining us to tell us about Goodwin's program.
Great. Thank you, Albert. And nice to meet you all virtually. I can't see you, but it is nevertheless nice to meet you. Maybe I can just give a little bit of an overview of me and of Goodwin. So I actually summered at Goodwin back in 2002. So I've been with Goodwin for 20 years. I started out in our Boston office, and I'm in our what we call our technology transactions group, or our IPTS group. So my practice revolves around working with a bunch of different tech companies, but it also bleeds out into working with really all different types of companies, including like financial services companies and real estate companies and things like that, and life sciences companies. And that sort of lends itself nicely just to an overview of Goodwin as a firm. So Goodwin as a firm really is focused on serving clients in the life sciences, private equity, real estate, technology, and financial services industries. Now, while we do focus in on those industries, I think the key secret sauce for Goodwin is our ability to be collaborative among different practice areas and different industries. So as I mentioned, I focus my practice on technology, and specifically things like IP and commercialization and things like that, and privacy. But notwithstanding that, I do a ton of work with my colleagues in the life sciences, private equity, real estate, and financial services practice areas as well. So I think if there's sort of one thing that differentiates Goodwin culturally, it's our focus on collaborativeness and being able to kind of work well with others in different practice areas and in different industries. So what I'd like to talk about today for a little bit is to give you a high-level overview of our 1L Diversity Fellowship Program. And so I'm hoping everyone can see this slide. I'm not a tech whiz, notwithstanding my practice area, so I often get these Zoom things kind of backwards. But hopefully here you can see the program structure. And so as a 1L Diversity Fellow, folks come in and they would participate in a 10-week program, just like our other summer associates. Now, the difference between a 1L Diversity Fellow and kind of other summer associates who come in is that a 1L Diversity Fellow will spend 6 weeks here at Goodwin, and then 4 weeks with a Goodwin client. And so, we have a bunch of clients who we've worked with historically for this program, and it gives our 1L Diversity Fellows an amazingly unique opportunity to see, what it's like to work in-house in a legal department with one of our clients. And it gives a 1L Diversity Fellow kind of that unique experience and that unique education and training. Another feature of our program is the ability to participate in the LCLD Summit. And so that is essentially a virtually held summit where folks from other firms as well will come together and have the opportunity to network and discuss and brainstorm on ways in which law firms like ours can improve the diversity both within our firm and the legal industry as a whole. So a 1L Diversity Fellow also will get as part of the summer associate program the same types of benefits and exposure that other summer associates get. And so that includes attendance of kind of firm-wide and local office orientations, getting access to the time and mentoring of dedicated advisors during the summer program, receiving work assignments that are meaningful and that actually contribute to the client work that we do for our clients. Having a wide variety of social events so that the 1L Diversity Fellows and summer associates can network both internally and with other summer associates and with others kind of at Goodwin. And then also the opportunity to attend other, inclusion-specific programming. So for example, we have a committee on racial and ethnic diversity. We call it CRED. I'm actually one of the Northern California leaders for our CRED. And summer associates and 1L diversity fellows are invited to our retreat that we hold every year, where we get together, we're able to network, get to know each other better, but also we have programming that's specific to DEI, and we discuss ways in which Goodwin as a firm can improve our diversity, equity, and inclusion. The compensation for a 1L diversity fellow is the same as a summer associate. So you'll see that here on the screen. And then, every 1L diversity fellow would have the ability to return for their 2L summer associate program, and would be eligible to receive an additional $50,000 scholarship. So how do you apply? So Albert, I was trying to get to your question before you got a chance to ask it. So the deadline to apply here is going to be February 2nd, 2024. So we encourage everyone to apply as soon as possible. The way that you do that is we've got a website that's dedicated for this application. So you would go online, submit a resume, cover letter, undergrad transcript, law school transcript, and a personal statement. Okay. So you'll see the candidate criteria here. You've got to be a 1L at an ABA accredited law school, and the things that we're looking for in terms of successful candidates are exceptional academic performance, outstanding leadership abilities, a commitment to DEI, success in overcoming challenges in your path to pursuing a legal career, and strong interpersonal skills. Again, to my point earlier of Goodwin and the culture of Goodwin, really valuing collaborativeness and the ability to work well with others. So I'll wrap this up just by encouraging you to visit our 1L Diversity Fellowship website. Submit your application as soon as possible. Please feel free to poke around the website. On there we've got kind of testimonials from others who have gone through the 1L Diversity Fellowship program, and hopefully you'll get to learn a little bit more there, and you'll also be able to find resources to be able to reach out if you have any questions.
Fantastic. Thank you, Kevin. So
right,
I guess Kevin and Katie from Goodwin, let's do the quick raffle. So tell us, what are we raffling off?
All right. So I think we've got a zip up fleece, if I've got that correctly.
I think that's right. So we have a winner here. I'm a big fan of firm swag, so I'm very jealous. I got my fleece right here. All right, Madison Messenger from Wash U. Are you with us? Are you with us?
Congratulations, Madison. Hopefully you're here to
Please
claim
claim your prize. Yes. All right, Madison's here. Congratulations.
Awesome.
Cool. So we'll set it up. Well, thank you very, very much, Kevin from Goodwin Proctor, for that presentation. All right, so moving on to our next presentation is from Troutman Pepper. Jasmine or Allison, feel free to jump in.
Yes, I'll jump in. Give me 2 seconds to get my screen set up here. One second. Sorry, I'm dealing with multiple screens. Yeah. That. Sorry about that. I'm dealing with multiple screens and trying to go into multiple modes here. All right. We're doing a ridiculous job of doing so. I am so sorry. I haven't had to do this in a while. Here we go. You should see the right
Screen
screen,
sharing
right?
a PowerPoint is much more difficult than it has to be.
Yes.
So,
And
yes.
I'm on a everyone be quiet screen today. All right. So I'm Jasmine McCall. I'm the Legal Talent Recruiting Manager at Troutman Pepper and oversee firm-wide student recruiting. And I'm here to talk to you about Troutman Pepper's summer program. So about our summer program, Troutman Pepper's summer program provides a multitude of opportunities to determine what it's like to be a real-life associate at Troutman Pepper. Our associates have the opportunities to interact with our attorneys on a daily basis. They get real life work from the beginning of the program, and they have the opportunity to pick their own path. We do not have a rotation program. And like everyone else, our program is a mix of where work, but also a lot of social events as well. And just, of course, you'll see some of that as we go through. So one of the benefits and what makes us unique is the summer associates do get to work on real life client assignments and a lot of client interaction. Our summer associates get to do everything from visiting clients and client tours to pro bono assignments with clients, even having the opportunity from time to time to travel to those clients. Our summer associates get to sit in on depositions, hearings, negotiations. So they get to walk away finding out what it's like for a day-to-day for our attorneys. Each summer associate has the opportunity to pick their own path. At the beginning of the summer, they have exposure to a portal where they go in and the assignments. Depending on their practice group preference, we gauge that at the beginning. And we have our attorneys load up a portal full of assignments so that the summer associates have access to those assignments to pick what works for them, and they get a chance to figure out if they're interested in litigation. They'll lean towards litigation, or sometimes they find out that actually they prefer to do transaction or even something completely different. So I think it's a great opportunity for the summers to get in and do that, and especially for our 1Ls who don't have that pressure of trying to determine what that practice group is, make those connections, and get a home at the end of the summer. Our 1Ls get the opportunity to come in and really just get the chance to build those relationships with those attorneys. So when they come back the second summer, they know what practice group, and they can hop right in and have that advantage that some of the initial 2Ls don't have. At the beginning of the summer, every summer associate is given an advisory team that consists of attorneys, partners, associates, counsel, who will guide them throughout the summer program. They will help them with their assignments, continue to work with them and connect them with attorneys in the various practice groups, provide feedback, which we know is something that's very important, and just continue to serve as a navigator throughout the summer program. Our summer associates get to participate in a lot of pro bono assignments. Last year, I think our summers probably did over 200 pro bono assignments. So everyone was really excited about that. They also go into the portal. So it's been a great opportunity to partner with our pro bono team. And we also do firm-wide community service events throughout our firm. So the summer associates get to really see what we do from day to day. Then, of course, you have your social activities of everything from happy hours to games to, the breakout rooms, the escape rooms, to tours, to retreats. So we have a variety of things that we offer, and we adore our 1Ls. We actually are going to be hiring 22 1Ls firm-wide. We will, 2 seconds, and then of course here are just a couple of picks from community service to games to client tours and whitewater rafting. So about our summer program 1Ls, we are partnering with LCLD to take summer associates in some of our offices, and you will see that listed here. I will be sure to drop these links in the chat so that you can get them directly. Like I said, we participate in LCLD, and then our Philadelphia office also participates in PDLG and Villanova. All of this information is listed on the website, but feel free to reach out to me directly or Allison Pryor, the partner who's here with us tonight. We'd love to stay in touch, get to know you. As you can see, we're hiring 1Ls in Atlanta, Charlotte, Detroit, LA, Orange County, Philly, Richmond, and San Diego. So we are excited to get to know you. Thank you so much for spending some time with us.
Fantastic. Thank you, Jasmine.
You're welcome.
So very fun prize that Troutman is raffling tonight. I guess Jasmine, tell us what it is.
We are raffling off a Yeti cup along with an Amazon gift card.
All right. Love that. All right, so our winner for this raffle is Aiden Valdez from UCLA. So let us know.
Aiden, congratulations.
Congratulations. State your name to us. Let us know you're here.
You must be present to win.
Yes. Give you a little bit more time. All right, Aiden from UCLA, last chance. All right. All right, he's here. Cool. Well, congratulations,
Congratulations.
Aiden. Thank you again for that presentation, Jasmine.
Thanks, Albert.
All right, so moving on to our last presentation of the night, before we move on to our panel discussion from Proskauer. So Rachel, take it away.
Does that look right? Am I doing it right? I have so much pressure sharing a PowerPoint. Hi, I'm Rachel. I'm the Director of Legal Recruiting at Proskauer. I've been lucky enough to be at Proskauer for a little over a decade at this point, so pretty familiar with all things having to do with summer program, firm, diversity, equity, and inclusion. And I'm going to be doing this presentation. I don't see him on my screen, but I know he's here with Mark Benberry, who's our Director of DEI, as recruiting and diversity work really closely together on all things summer program, all things recruiting. So just excited to be here with you all and to discuss our Silver Scholar program. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Mark for the first few slides.
Thank you, Rachel. Really a pleasure to be here with you all this evening. So I'm going to talk a little bit about just sort of some high-level points for Silver Scholar. Number one, January 26th. That is the date our application closes, so we definitely encourage you to apply as soon as possible, but no later than then. In terms of the requirements that we have for our application, there are a few: resume, a transcript, and we very much understand you may not have all your grades yet. That's completely fine. Please still apply anyway. You'll be able to supplement your application with your grades once they come in. And lastly, a personal statement of not more than 500 words, not looking for a novel, that addresses one of the following prompts, right? First is how have your dedication and tenacity helped to bring you to the stage in your legal career? Or two, how have your past experiences demonstrated a commitment to Proskauer's values? Just sort of a general tip, we really encourage you to think about concrete examples that demonstrate sort of how you've shown these values in your career thus far, and also how those things will serve you as an associate. All right, so next slide. In terms of the experience that you can expect to have at Proskauer, your 1L summer, which is summer 2024, of course, you'll have 10 weeks you'll spend with us in one of our offices. We will ask you to rank your offices, New York, LA, Boston, or DC, and we ask you to be honest about sort of what your preferences are there. And Rachel is going to talk more about our summer program because she is the incredible person who puts together just one of the most amazing summer programs I think that there is in Big Loss. So she'll talk more about that in a bit. In terms of your 2L summer 2025, you'll return to Proskauer, usually for about half the summer. And then, and this is, I think, a really special thing at Proskauer, you get the chance to work in-house with one of our clients for the second half of the summer. So you get the chance to come back to Proskauer, really go back to those relationships that you've built over the summer during your 1L year, but then also have that chance to work in-house with a client. We've had amazing organizations like CAA and Hulu serve as prior hosts for our summer associate opportunities to work in-house. And it's really a wonderful opportunity to get at this stage in your career. Next slide. So I just want to break down a little bit about how our award works. It is a $50,000 award payable in 3 installments. The first installment of $10,000 you'll get after you successfully complete your 1L summer. That's given as a lump sum payment. Your second installment you would get if you return to Proskauer in summer of 2025, successfully complete that split, again, half with us and half with the client, you would receive an additional $30,000. And then the last $10,000 payment you would get if you receive and accept an offer to join Proskauer and start as a first-year associate. I'm happy to connect on any questions you may have about Silver Scholar, but with that, happy to pass it back to my wonderful colleague, Rachel Kleiner.
Thanks, Mark. So I'm going to be quick because Rachel Filion is a partner who's chair of our hiring committee and our summer program committee who's here for the panel, and she can speak way more eloquently than I about what we're looking for and good tips for the summer program. But really quickly, I just kind of did 2 slides on the substance of the summer program. I know many of you are 1Ls, you might not have lawyers in your family, you don't know what a summer program entails. So this is just the quick and dirty of what you can expect at Proskauer. So work allocation, no rotations. We think every summer associate should have the opportunity to try as many things as possible over the summer. So it's a little bit of choose your own adventure. Tell us what you want, tell us the kind of work you want. We're happy to provide that for you. Trainings and workshops, again, optional, but open for everyone. So if you hate mock trial and the thought of getting up and doing an opening statement makes you sick to your stomach, like you don't have to, it's okay. We have a transactional track and more of a litigation track, mediation trainings, firm-wide, really open to everyone. Shadowing is an incredibly important part of our program. Client calls, court, just opportunities with with partners, junior associates, and our junior associates get to bill their time to shadowing as well. So we find it important to start that during the summer program. And then pro bono, we have the most fantastic pro bono partner, Bill Silverman. If you're ever wanted to see someone who's passionate about their job, it's Bill. So he really instills that in our summer associates and offers opportunities for summers to get work in a number of pro bono cases. When you come back as an associate, Bill often speaks with associates about clients and matters that they want to bring into the firm and they feel passionate about. So really something I think that sets us apart. And then the relationship. So I kind of see it as 2 sides of the same coin, right? You want both in a great summer experience. So we have social events. You can go on our website. I think our social events are probably some of the best because we like to tie our social events with our clients. So many of our social events have a client component. So the NBA is a client, we go to the NBA draft, the Broadway League is a client, we go to the Tony Awards, we have alumni at Etsy, we have alumni at a number of places, and we try to make our summer events really speak to the client experience. Then mentors, clearly, I think at all of our summer programs, you have partner mentors, associate mentors, diversity group mentors. There should be no lack of people to talk to if you have a problem or can't find the copy machine, like there's everyone there to help you. And then the affinity groups and the Proskauer Women's Alliance play a huge part in our program. Mark and I work, closely is not the right word for how well we work together on the course of the summer program. So there are always affinity group lunches, dinners, events, speaker series, Proskauer Women's Alliance hosts events across the country as well. So again, super quick and dirty. If you have questions, you can go to our website to apply. There's a link on the website, but reach out to Mark, myself. We're happy to answer any additional questions and look forward to seeing you all at many of our upcoming events. Okay, stop sharing. Good.
That was great. Yeah, thank you, Rachel. All right, so we'll close out the presentations with Raffle from Proskauer. I guess Rachel, tell us what the prize is.
We're going to do a Proskauer backpack chock full of every piece of Proskauer swag that I can find in the office with a $25 Starbucks gift card.
All right. So the winner is Bethany O from Temple. Claim your prize. Before we play the Jeopardy music. Bethany from Temple, last chance.
She raised her hand. She's here.
Oh, cool. A hand raise. Okay, awesome. Well, congratulations. We'll coordinate that. Well, thank you everyone for those presentations. And thank you everybody for listening. I think that's great and makes me very nostalgic about my summer associate experience and how fun that was. So I'm jealous for everyone who could be a part of that this summer. All right, so moving on to a short panel discussion. I guess we'll before we do that, just very quickly, just so you have time to sign up. Our next virtual program is on January 30th. It's a virtual session in Introduction to Practice Areas. Great way if you're a 1L looking to understand better what it's like to work at a law firm and prepare for the recruiting process by understanding better what practice areas are. so you can speak the language in interviews, networking events, and be better positioned to actually choose a practice as you go through the process. That's on January 30th in the evening. It's sponsored by Proskauer, and it'll be presented by Summer Associate Hub and Hotshot, which is a really cool legal education company you'll learn more about. We're going to post the link in the chat to sign up for that, but definitely do that and share with your friends. So let's move on to the panel. So we have Rachel Fillion from Proskauer, Allison Pryor from Troutman, Kevin Lamb will be rejoining us from Goodwin, and Ashley rejoining us from MoFo. All right, so I guess I'm going to tee off the first question. This is to everyone, so feel free to chime in. In your mind, what makes a successful 1L candidate from your experience? I'll leave it to whoever wants to jump in on this one.
I could take that one. I think a successful 1L has a healthy mix of curiosity, coachability, and a strong work ethic. It's also somebody who endeavors to balance between doing really good, meaningful work and meeting attorneys across the firm. Success as a summer, but also as an associate. It stems from doing work you find meaningful and challenging, but also among a group of attorneys who you want to learn how to be an attorney from. So
I completely agree with everything Allison said. I think what I would add to that is at Proskauer, we definitely look for folks who have a demonstrated interest in the firm. So as Rachel mentioned, we have lots of events upcoming for 1Ls, and then of course going into our 2L recruiting season, and also making connections with our recruiting staff, with lawyers who maybe go to your law school currently in summer with us, or prospective lawyers, alums who are currently lawyers at the firm, and being able to sort of communicate and develop relationships and express your interest in an organic way is also very important to us. It shows us you've thought about why you want to be in big law, and also why Proskauer is on your list. And that's really important to us because when we think about sort of the community we're creating at Proskauer, one of the things I think we're proud of is that everyone really wants to be there. And so we're looking at that for people who apply.
That's great. So for a couple of the others on the panel, for a 1L that gets a summer associate position at your firm, what advice do you have for them to succeed and maximize that experience?
So I can jump in on this one. I think it's really important to lean into all of the opportunities that are presented to you during the summer. So everything from different work opportunities to social events. I feel like as the participant in the summer program, you really get out of it what you put in. And when you say yes to it and you lean in and you meet more people, you're going to get so much more out of the program. I think also just don't overcommit. Be comfortable with discussing deadlines and what else is on your plate. And just remember, at the end of the day, at whatever firm you end up at, they hired you because they want you to succeed. So they're open to listening to your feedback and how things are going. So don't be shy to ask for feedback about your work product, or again, to express if you're feeling overwhelmed or you have too much on your plate.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I would add, just being super proactive about things and intentional about things. Because I think one of the differences, in transitioning from, law school to the law firm environment is that, in law school, you have a curriculum, you have assignments, you've got homework, you've got cases that you're told to read. When you come into a law firm, and you kind of go through your 1L summer associate experience, there's such a wealth of information and different experiences that you can have in working with all these different clients. And so just, coming in with an idea of like, hey, these are the different things that, I'd love to experience and get exposure to. I think, that makes the 1L experience or 1L summer associate experience so much more rich. And also networking, right? Because this is kind of like the first step of your professional career. And, the folks that you meet now are going to be folks that, you work with 5 years from now, who, maybe later will go in-house and become clients for you 10 years from now. So just forming the foundation, of your network and being proactive and intentional about that, I think, is a really important piece of it too.
Absolutely. I tell students all the time, working at a large law firm is the best networking opportunity you'll probably ever have. So it's important to take advantage of that. All right, so the 2L summer associate recruiting process is coming up around the corner in the spring and the summer. So what could a current 1L do over the next few months to best position themselves as candidates for the 2L process? I'm curious to hear from a couple of you on that.
Say for rising 2Ls, as you all know, there aren't that many 1L slots, so they're pretty coveted. So I would say, first off, don't get discouraged if you do not get a 1L job, especially at Big Law, just because there's so many applicants. So I would say take full advantage of the relationships that you're building starting now, probably some of the events you've attended last semester. Reach out to those attorneys or those recruiters, stay in touch, let them know that you remain interested in the firm. Of course, apply. But I cannot emphasize enough taking advantage of those networking opportunities. A lot of the times the attorneys will ping the recruiters and vice versa, and build those relationships. Right now for the recruiters, I would say our inbox is mildly quiet right now, and you can kind of get with us, and a lot of us will take the time to talk to you or connect you with attorneys that are in the practice areas that you're interested in. So the networking can't be beat. A lot of us, well, all of us have websites where you can probably search the law schools and connect some of those alumni to really build those relationships. And of course, I mean, the easy thing is, if let's say those grades weren't what they needed to be first semester, definitely work on that and make sure that the grades look good. I mean, it's Big Law. We definitely don't just look at grades, but it's something that's important because the work is very complex and it's hard and it's challenging. But I think for all of us, sometimes that can be overcome by just building those relationships and someone saying, I've talked to them, I've gotten to know them, and I'd like to give them an opportunity.
I think sort of building on the academic excellence point, which of course is important to all the firms on this Zoom, is really being strategic about how you go about it. So not spreading yourself too thin. There are a lot of firms out there, obviously, in every city that you can think of, but the world becomes a lot smaller when you think seriously about, okay, what city do I see myself starting my career in? What are the major practice areas that I'm interested in? It's probably not everything that everybody does. What other values are important to me? There's so many resources out there about firms. And I think if you're strategic about it, you can also keep focused on the academics and your grades and your studies, which of course are integral to you becoming a great lawyer and having success. So I think really being strategic and not spreading yourself too thin is a really important part of landing at a firm that you're very happy with your second summer.
Yeah, that's all really, really good advice. Okay, so before we wrap up the panel discussion, move out to the breakout rooms for those interested. So now is everyone's chance to promote the firm. I know we have some presentations, but just a quick plug. So 20 seconds or less. I guess we'll go one by one. Why should a candidate consider your firm? What makes your firm unique? Our rule at Summer Associate Hub, as a 1L, you'll start to see over the next few months, the answer is always, it's the people. And our rule here at Summer Associate Hub is you're not allowed to say that because that's always the answer. So let's go in reverse order. We'll start with Proskauer. Rachel, either Rachel, tell us what makes Proskauer unique. 20 seconds or less.
Sure. So I think first is, although we're known probably for sports and entertainment, we serve clients in every practice area and every industry that you can probably imagine. And it's a pleasure to work with colleagues across all those groups and across those industries. And I think the second is there is a safety net for you here. I think the infrastructure that we've set up with our legal directors, our practice managers, our initiatives for wellness, our diverse mentoring circle program, our women's sponsorship program, everyone's set up to succeed from day one. And we have the resources because we understand you're just starting your career and we want to invest in you so that you stay with us.
Fantastic. Allison or Jasmine.
Got it. Yep. I would say Troutman is where you want to spend your summer and where you want to start your career, just like any other big law firm. This is where you're going to learn how to be an attorney. So why not learn from high caliber people and high caliber attorneys? I love saying that my favorite thing about the firm is the people. And I always, the follow-up question should be why? What about the people? And it's because they're just quality people. Like these are people I want. It was very obvious when I interviewed that these are people I wanted to learn how to be an attorney from, not just because they made a lot of money, not just because they had high profile jobs, not just because they were really smart. It was like, these people know what they're doing. This is a practice that I want to model mine after, and we have something for everybody in literally every office across the nation. So let us know if you're interested.
Fantastic. All right, Kevin.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I mean, I think, Goodwin is sort of uniquely positioned in the sense of, it is a tech-focused firm, but at the same time, we've got historical strengths in stuff like real estate and financial services, which is something that a lot of tech-focused firms don't have. And so we operate in a lot of spaces that are very unique and up and coming, like cryptocurrency and AI and things like that, and fintech. So if you're interested in kind of working in creative and unique areas, then I think Goodwin is a firm for you.
All right, perfect. And the last one, Ashley, go ahead.
Thanks, Albert. So MoFo is also a tech-focused firm, but we do have strengths in all of our practice groups. We also are one of the few Vault 25 top firms that are headquartered in the Bay Area, which we like to say creates a California casual culture across all of our offices. We're a values-led firm, and we place a huge importance on pro bono work, diversity, inclusion, and training and mentorship. And at MoFo, you'll get a ton of experience as a junior associate. Not included in our 1L job descriptions, but we also have client partnerships for our Wetmore Fellowship. So a lot of those students that are hired will get to spend at least 2 weeks at a client. And then one thing I always like to share is, as evidenced by calling ourselves MoFo, we don't take ourselves too seriously. So if you want a summer like a MoFo, you should apply to our 1L position.
Well, I guess that's a good way to end it. Well, thank you, everybody. And I guess one more plug for our next virtual event on January 30th. Sign up through the link in the chat for an intro to practice areas. Very helpful and engaging and educational event. All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for joining. This was fantastic. And we'll move on to the breakout room. So you could use the links in the chat or the links that you got in the email 10 minutes before. And looking forward to seeing you there. Thanks, everybody, for joining.